All right, so I'll get our notes up. Where is
bada bing, bada bop.
Makes me think of that Family Guy where he's speaking Italian. Bibbidi bobbida, bobbida bibbida.
Bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi. Two piece.
All right, here we are. Hey, we've already got people in the chat, and they're already calling for Hank. Holy shit, we've been live for 10 seconds.
Jesus, what's with the sudden Hank infusion?
Well, I think they've probably always wanted Hank, but since somebody brought it up, they're like, "Yes, Hank, please."
Shirt.
Water.
I don't know.
Oh, right here. Got to balance since I actually have to do some shit tonight after we record. I gotta maintain some level of sobriety.
No, this will be good. I'll go home and take a nap, and I'll still be able to make the lodge meeting. As you can tell, I'm super excited about that.
Yes, I can tell.
I'm gonna bring that up on here so it's not on my phone. Conserve some battery.
That's a dark fucking beer. Black as the night itself, Mayor. I should probably pee before we start.
Yeah.
All right. Got the notes up. Yeah, let me pee again, and then we'll start.
You go ahead. I think we should do it. If we're gonna do Hank, it should be like off mic Hank or off camera Hank.
Where you like slide back from the camera and talk,
or like it's kind of back here.
It's kind of like this. So you don't necessarily hear it. It kind of sounds like it's off in the distance.
This has got to go over here. You can see that in the thing. You can see what I'm doing over here. Nope, you can't. That's why this shit's all moved.
Yeah, Hank's not here.
Well, maybe Hank will speak till Dave can barely speak. Yeah, I'm better off doing this as Hank.
All right.
Hey, when you're in a chat, type like on the fucking video. God, guys, Jesus, you're fucking killing me. Like there was 6 people in the fucking chat and 2 likes. There's 5 watching now and only 2 likes, and one of them is mine. Look here.
It won't let me like it from here.
Why can't you?
I don't know. Did you see a like button?
Oh, I don't know. I've got it.
Anyway,
they wanted Hank's opinion about haters on the last episode, so I might.
Sorry, I think that train has sailed. My toast. Fuck, I need a toast. Oh, shit.
Are we doing a week in Star Wars or no?
No.
Okay.
Kind of like the same as last one, and that's why I prepped everybody. Like, hey, this is gonna be a little non-standard for these next couple episodes because we're just fucking going beat to beat.
Scott, click like. All right, we're up to 4 now. Good job, guys.
Hold on. What could I toast?
See, Jason gives me shit all the time about not being prepared, especially with like the toast. And I managed to come up with one during the 30-second silence. Yeah. And here we are. Jason wrote the notes, wrote down that he had a toast, and still doesn't have one.
Got it.
There you go.
All right, you ready?
I am.
All right. Oh, 30 seconds of silence starting now.
Oh.
To procrastination. Why do something now when you can put it off till later?
To procrastination. Yeah.
So I've never been a big dark beer fan.
Okay.
Never been a huge like porter fan. This fucking Founders Brewing Company that the refugees gave us 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, however long ago.
Yeah, it's actually really good. This dark, rich, and sexy. We talked
Oh
about
yeah,
it
you
a couple episodes
yeah,
ago.
you drank one of these already.
It's actually really good. It's one of the first dark beers that I'm actually like, I would actually drink this on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's a shame that you're going to run out of it so quickly.
This is the last one, so yeah. So I am out. So that's the end of that chapter. So hello everyone, and welcome back to All Things Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the Diet Coke cracking Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
How are you?
Listen to it.
What would Lando say at a time like this?
Hang on. It's dynamite taste.
Very good. So, what are we talking about this week?
We are finishing up. We dedicated an entire week last week to the trailer that we saw on that Friday.
To that last
right.
Star Wars movie.
So now we're going to talk about the rest of Celebration.
Celebration, bitches.
Which I had 2 more thumbs.
Show Charlie Murphy your titties. So yes, we're going to finish up our Celebration conversation. I know a lot of people were probably anticipating us talking about the rest of the shit that went on at Celebration last week. Sorry, like the episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, that necessitated its own episode. So
Rise of Skywalker. So we have ROTJ, shit like that. Like, do you think Rise of Skywalker is going to have something similar?
It's either going to be Ross, like ROS, or Tross, TROS. Either way, doesn't really roll off the tongue nearly as much as as much as your
these
coaster.
Motherfucking coasters, man! I'm telling you, you're fucking.
It's Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones bullshit. Go away.
Those are my Game of Thrones coasters.
Listen, I don't even know why we're bothering with coasters on this laminate. Stolen fucking.
It was not stolen. They were giving them away. It was a hand-me-down half table. I don't even know what you would call this.
It's not like we spent money on this fucking thing.
No.
and we're using coasters on it. What the fuck? We're not that fucking civilized. I mean, let's be perfectly clear. There's no pinkies out as we're drinking our fucking Michigan, lake brewed beer and Diet Cokes.
Yeah. But they're Game of Thrones coasters. It's Game of Thrones.
You and Game of Thrones can jump on a fucking bag of dicks and ride every one of them home to Graceland. I don't know why.
He's not going to be saying this when the Benioff and Weiss movies come out, and they're going to be fucking phenomenal.
Do you know why they'll be fucking phenomenal? Because they're Star Wars.
Yes.
Look, and I'll tell you this: if the Denny Hoffins and IHOPs fucking make a movie that is like can get some maybe rated R fucking shit, like, hey, Game of Thrones.
Like there's titties in Game of Thrones. Yeah, every episode.
Fucking buddy of mine, Lee Hadaway, he fucking says, "Oh, is fucking Titties and Dragons on this week?" Like that's what it is, Titties and Dragons, right? So if they can make titties in Star Wars, then I'm telling you right now, if I see a nipple in a Star Wars movie or show or whatever, then I will watch your Game of Thrones.
Wow. All right. Benioff and Weiss, make it happen.
Yeah. See,
give us titties in Star Wars.
Titties in Star Wars. That's what I want to see. Like not some off Broadway fucking bullshit or off fucking some stripper bullshit.
It's got to be an official Star Wars.
I'm talking about an official Lucasfilm Limited joint where you have fucking look. You already had giant side boob and all that other shit in A New Hope and everything else.
Well, this was the days of George Lucas, though. This was pre-Disney, so
I know it's going to be tough to really. It's going to, but Disney's had fucking tits and fucking cock and balls all throughout its fucking movies. Anyway, it's just been subverted,
right?
Into
or it's
been
their subsidiaries, or that too. Fucking
all the cocks and fucking Little Mermaid. Which comedian is it that talks about Little Mermaid? It says you fucking sit there drawing tits and red hair on a fucking broad for however long it took, and then tell me you're not going to draw a cock every once in a while.
Oh, that is too funny. Like, and you know what? My family used to actually have that original VHS copy of The Little Mermaid back when I was growing up on VHS, and like I would like the fucking.
It was right
clear as
there.
day, a fucking dick right there.
Right
I
there.
wish we had saved that fucking thing.
I think I almost guarantee you that I have one of those in my parents' house.
Oh yeah,
I almost guarantee it because we had the original.
Too funny.
Oh
yeah,
every
these fucking
Disney movie that fucking came out.
These Disney animators, man, they were on some serious fucking cocaine or something back in the 90s because they did all kinds of crazy shit. Dude. Well, what was the one? It was like the Chippendales Rescue Rangers also, where they were like
Chippendale Rescue Ranger,
where they were like going through like a really fast.
You have to pay royalties.
No, you actually have to sing it in tune and like make it sound like the original, which
and
I think are pretty safe.
Lost his
Anyway, where it was
Rescue
like
Rangers.
One fucking frame in that where they're zipping down this like fucking alleyway or something is like a picture of a chick's tits. Oh yeah, look it up. It's fucking like
man,
there's all kinds of stuff out there.
Chippendale.
It's either Chippendale or who are the other two? The fucking
you're talking about the DuckTales?
No. It was a movie. It was a fucking Disney movie. God damn it. Not Chippendale, but somebody help me out in the fucking chat. Jesus Christ.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
All right. So we're just going to talk about Celebration this whole episode.
It's a celebration.
We've got a bunch of bullet points to get through.
Bitches.
Some things that we watched on YouTube. Some stuff.
No week in Star Wars.
Unless you have something.
I don't.
Neither do I. So I figure we just skip this.
I don't like it. I don't like the innuendo that I would in fact have nothing for. I'm hurt. I am deeply offended. It's every single week I sit here and probably don't have anything to say. And yet this week you decide that I'm not going to have anything to say. I see how it is.
Yeah. Well, and I'll just say that everybody watching right now, everybody in the chat, they know what's up. They know you had nothing, so they're not surprised.
That's I could have had something. I mean, there was a lot of it's a celebration.
Yeah. So first of all,
bitches,
we had our two loyal listeners, Dawn and Brady, boots on the ground at Celebration.
Not Dawn.
I said Dawn.
No, you said Dawn.
I didn't say Dawn.
You've been in New Jersey too fucking long, dude.
20 years.
You have started to get a little bit of Jersey in you. Like it may be just a tip, but it's there.
Oh god.
Like because you got on like that. Like
really?
Like John on down.
Fuck.
Because you say it Dawn.
Dawn.
Yeah. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear how yourself say it? Okay. Listen back.
What the fuck?
Don, are you listening? It's Don. Don. Like a Don. Like a man's name. Not Dawn.
I don't know.
That's how you're saying it.
Oh, I don't know what's going on right now. Anyway, so we had our loyal listeners, the refugees who were here 3 weeks ago, and
whenever they dropped off the beer.
Yeah, they were at Celebration.
I don't know what's the date on this.
Tons of pictures. If you
Corona's here,
yeah, we still haven't thrown out the box.
This is wee shit. I don't live here.
If you're in the All Things Star Wars Sidebar Cantina Facebook group, they posted all kinds of pictures in there, all kinds of pictures on their personal social media. But yeah, they did everything at Celebration. They were at a bunch of the panels.
They signed a BB-8 for us.
Yeah,
that's their signatures on there. They fucking. I don't think we didn't show this off enough.
Well, we showed
enough. Did I just enough squared? It was enough.
Well, I mean, for episode 100, we did reveal that we need to hang it up. We have to find a place for it. We had the perfect balance already in the background, and then you guys gave us something that we had to put up. So now the balance is going to be all off. So we gotta feng shui the shit out of this. Anyway,
it only took us almost a year to. Dude, they're carrying M1 rifles. I just realized that.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Anyway,
dude, did you do this?
Probably.
Holy fuck.
Yes, in fact, I remember when that happened. It was quite the visual.
I'll bet it was. Flames?
Maybe. He's looking at an outlet in the studio here that's a little burned up. It's little, not going to lie. Anyway, so can we get back to the point of hand?
Dude, that looks like it's like a fucking vag that birthed like 18 kids.
Where did you get that?
I don't fucking know.
Wow. So there was some really, really cool cosplay at this fucking thing. And I know Don and Brady, they had a lot of pictures of themselves with like a bunch of different trooper types, a bunch of different people in like some crazy fucking cosplay.
Yeah, George Lucas in a fucking Leia bikini.
So that was one of the ones I wanted to bring up. There was a really good one that it was a fucking Mickey Mouse in like the fucking Emperor robe. Right?
With angry eyes.
Yeah, with angry eyes. And he had fucking George Lucas changed. It was like a guy being George Lucas with the beard and the fucking hair and all that in a fucking Slave Leia bikini.
Right. Slave Leia, but it was like, it was flannel colored.
Right. And it was so fucking
It was
great.
funny. There was one where I saw they were like, they had a bunch of Slave Leias walking by. And, it was like, oh, wow, she looks good. She looks good. It was like in order of like ick factor, right? And he was walking in there too with another some fat ass dude in a fucking Leia bikini that was like, oh god, that was awful. Like, oh my eyes, oh god,
like Peter Griffin in a Slave Leia outfit kind of thing.
Probably. I think it was worse than that.
Yeah. And then there was also one that just recently came up of the fucking boom mic guy. So have you seen the behind the scenes footage from A New Hope where it's like the guy in like the fucking Daisy Dukes, no shirt on, like as the boom mic operator when they're filming in Tunisia for the Tatooine scenes. Somebody dressed up as that guy as a cosplay for fucking Celebration.
Fucking brilliant.
Which he's
that's
in the
such
fucking...
a deep cut, man. That's just awesome.
That just shows just how brilliant some of these fucking Star Wars fans are. But that was like a great cosplay. Like this dude in like no shirt, fucking Daisy Duke shorts, and the fucking boom mic going like this. I'm like, wow.
There was some really.
That's some next level shit.
I'll tell you what's funny. Some of the pictures they posted, like they had these blinged out stormtroopers. Like, pimping stormtroopers, like glittered out and shit. And I'm like, if you could afford to own a stormtrooper helmet, like a realistic stormtrooper helmet and a stormtrooper armor, like I can't imagine defacing it by like painting it up like that.
Oh, right.
Like there was a Rick mashup for Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I saw that.
It had so the stormtrooper, like where the mouth shield guard is, like had some of the teeth yellowed. And had the Rick hair and shit like that. I'm like, God, even though that's a brilliant cosplay and I love the mashup, I don't know that I could like deface
one of those outfits.
I mean, if you had the money, because I was looking at
I mean, I guess if you're a fucking millionaire, maybe, but
I was scrolling through Instagram and I was looking at some other pictures. I don't think they were Don and Big Lovin's. I think there was I don't know. I saw it on there. You know what? It was Don and Big Lovin'. I'm going to give them credit regardless. Sure. Excuse me. And it was talking about how like some of these helmets and how much they were. You're talking like, somewhere between $6 bills and $2,000.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, man, for these different stormtrooper helmets. And I'm like, if I could afford, like we've talked about it before, like how fucking badass would it be?
Oh, I'd do it in a heartbeat if I could
put on the armor
it.
If you could afford it.
Yeah.
And you can't become a member of Legion unless it's like photorealistic fucking armor.
Yeah, but they've got very high standards for who they let in.
In this day and age, like of 3D printing and shit like that, it's amazeballs what you can do now.
And it might be more viable nowadays.
I'm willing to bet that some of this shit is probably put better. Like it's actually more durable than the shit was in the 70s.
Probably like the actual costume.
Yeah. Because you figured a plastic was, how thin was the plastic? How was it actually put on to
it was probably pretty flimsy.
Yeah. So now with the shit that they're running around in, I'll bet you it's probably better than the actual armor.
I believe it. Yeah.
But we digress.
Yeah. Some really good cosplay, some really original stuff. I just wanted to bring that up before we started getting into the meat and potatoes of all of this stuff. So what I feel like is the biggest non-Rise of Skywalker piece that came out of Celebration was The Mandalorian.
Okay.
We've been talking about this for a while. It's the live action series that's debuting with Disney Plus, which we didn't talk about that a couple of weeks ago when they finally made the official announcement for Disney Plus, like when it's coming out, fucking how much it's going to cost.
I thought we did. Did we hit on it?
I think we
could that have been.
It might have been a brief, like episode 101, but I think we really haven't talked about it at all. It's because they announced the price, and the price is what, like $7.99 a month?
$6.99 a month.
Yeah, it's fucking cheap.
Yeah, it's
like
cheap as shit.
You compare it to Netflix or any of these other streaming services.
Well, what I'm hoping is somebody who's a subscriber to Hulu Live
Yeah.
and pay $40 a month for that, 44 or whatever, which is fucking brilliant because it's like having like a full speed full cable package,
right? Because you get to watch live TV on a lot of the networks.
Exactly, like and watching baseball games and shit like that. Like the shit that would be on my television if I had cable, I can watch with Hulu Live.
Right,
and it's I just, as somebody who really is trying to kick the cable can.
Yeah. I did that years ago, but
I still say that the internet is faster via cable in my neighborhood than it would be with Fios, just because knowing the status of the lines and having some fucktard, Kylo Ren looking stupid ass motherfucker coming to my door and telling me that, oh, we installed Fios. Like, where? Like, you didn't dig any holes in my fucking yard. And I seriously doubt that those power lines that are blowing around right now in the wind have fucking fiber optics attached to them.
Yeah.
So where exactly is this fiber optics you speak of?
Yeah.
I think they fucking took a bunch of boxes and nailed them to telephone poles, and they're telling people that fiber optics is running through them. It's bullshit. It's fucking, it's the whole thing is bullshit.
Right.
There's no fucking glass. Where's the glass that runs into your house?
I don't know. It was available before we got here, so I'm just gonna assume it's all good.
It's a scam.
Well, our internet is fast as fuck, and I don't pay nearly Comcast prices, so that's all I'll say.
Well, I barely pay Comcast prices because I'm only doing internet through them.
Yeah. But we digress.
Regardless.
So yeah, the Disney Plus.
Irregardless,
$6.99 a month.
$6.99 a month.
Really fucking good,
dude. I spend more than that in Amazon in a fucking week.
Yeah,
like if you average out my Amazon spending over a 365-day period, I guarantee you that $6.99 a month is actually you'd probably do $6.99 a day. You know what? Let's not continue this conversation because that's just going to get me in trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fucking really cheap, and The Mandalorian is like their flagship show.
Yeah.
Like for original content that's not going to include like all the old Disney movies, all the old Star Wars movies. Original new content is The Mandalorian. That's what they're like writing so much of this shit on. So, and then we got to see a preview of it, like multiple previews of it during Celebration. So
just Celebration.
Yes. So first we got this whole behind the scenes featurette, which showed some scenes from it, but it was a lot of like Dave Filoni, what's his name? The fucking Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Like interviews with them, interviews with Pedro Pascal, who is the Mandalorian.
Was Bryce Howard at the panel?
I don't think so.
I didn't see her.
No, she directed one episode of the show, but I don't think she was
just the one.
Man, maybe. Anyway, you're throwing me off.
That's a shame.
So we see this first behind the scenes featurette, which did show some scenes from the show and then some behind the scenes stuff. And then there was also a 7-minute. Are you really doing this right now? A 7-minute clip from one episode of the show that featured the Mandalorian, Carl motherfucking Weathers,
dude. Chubbs.
Yeah,
Chubbs is in a fucking Star Wars joint.
Or fucking Apollo Creed, depending on, your level of movie fandom. But yeah, Chubbs, obviously. Which, oh, by the way, did you see the fucking the Happy Gilmore Rise of Skywalker trailer thing? No, so it shows it's Rey and
yeah, I did see
looking at the Death Star and his fucking Chubbs and the alligator and Abe Lincoln.
Yep.
It's good stuff. So anyway,
Chubbs.
So yeah, we saw
love you, Chubbs.
A 7-minute clip of the Mandalorian during the fucking celebration. Here's the weird fucking thing about this, though, of that clip and of the behind the scenes featurette. Disney hasn't released this as an official video, like completely the opposite of what they did with like the Clone Wars trailer or the fucking Rise of Skywalker trailer.
Right.
They released those as official videos on their own YouTube channel through StarWars.com or YouTube or whatever. They haven't done that with the Mandalorian stuff yet. So the only video available of this shit right now is like this fucking, cell phone footage from audience members who recorded those and uploaded them to YouTube.
Do you think that's on purpose?
I don't know why, because there's no fucking way that they wouldn't know that somebody wasn't going to record the shit and upload it to YouTube unless they had planned. God damn.
I mean, look how cute she is. Wouldn't you be disappointed if she wasn't there?
Oh, man. It's a picture of Bryce Dallas Howard, and she's showing her huge tracts of land. Anyway, so Fuck, what was I talking about?
I knew it.
Damn it,
I knew I would find one.
He knows my weakness. God damn it. You fucking totally threw my train of thought off.
Oh, wait, damn it. Hang on. I got one that'll put you back on track. You ready? So you know the one I just showed you?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this one.
I don't know what's
Oh,
going
God
on.
damn it.
Oh,
now she's just laughing at you.
Anyway, they haven't released them on YouTube. You can find the cell phone footage on there, and they're still watchable.
Oh, it definitely is.
But I don't know why the fuck they wouldn't release the shit, because they have to know that these videos are going to get out there. Why not just fucking release it on your own goddamn YouTube channel? Get the fucking revenue from, fucking YouTube advertising and all that. God damn.
This is Dave fucks with Jason.
Holy shit. I didn't realize she had such a nice rack. Holy shit. Anyway. So we watched them both. We just watched them today, actually, to kind of get
minutes before we started.
Yeah, to get respun up
in between my nap.
Yeah, and dude, this show looks really fucking good. Like, it looks like fucking Star Wars.
I'll tell you, it not only does it look like Star Wars, but it has like this grittiness to it that I really think that as you're watching it, you're like, I'm not going to say that it's dark. I think that's too easy to say. Yeah. But it, like, when you're talking about something that's going to center on like bounty hunting or whatever, it's going to have this like criminal element. It's going to be like a darker tone to it. Are we going to go like through? Can we talk about the Empire Remnant? Can we bring that up?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what we see in this teaser is this Mandalorian coming. Do we have a name for this Mando yet?
The Mandalorian is
so the Mandalorian. And did you mention, again, I should have been paying attention instead of trying to distract you, but did you mention that this is taking place 5 years?
I did not mention that.
So Favreau says this takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, which is an interesting period of time, because we know from reading the Aftermath books, the Empire fell about a year after Return of the Jedi. That's when the Battle of Jakku happened.
Right.
And like, what piece of the Empire that wasn't destroyed at that battle, like, went off into the unknown regions with fucking what's her nuts, Rey Sloane, to go form the First Order. So, and they mentioned this too in these previews. This is an era of like true disorder, lawlessness, because even though the Republic's kind of now in charge, they're just standing up, and the Empire's gone. And even though the Empire were kind of dicks, they maintained order. So, and that's what they're kind of referring to, is like, this is sort of a Wild West, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's not, by accident, that this is the way things are right now in this universe. I held my breath because my thought wasn't together.
Yeah.
So. Well, one thing that I knew was going to like make Dave really happy when I saw the scene without him was very early on in the 7-minute clip. You see one of the fucking Salacious Crumb guys on a fucking
spit,
and he's fucking being roasted.
Salacious Crumb on a spit, man. Yeah. Oh fuck, there is a god.
And there's another one in a cage right there next to him.
Ready to get cooked up. I bet you that tastes good. Fuck that little bastard. Fuck that little. Fuck. Oh God.
Go back and listen to like episode 3 of the podcast, our least favorite characters.
Oh yeah, Salacious Crumb. Fuck that little bastard. But yeah, he has just gotten in the video. He had just gotten his like, hey, here's a card. Go see this person.
Yeah.
And he's on his way out, and you see these. It's a classic Star Wars kind of like, hey, here's what the people look like.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to walk out of this room, and then you're going to see like kind of what the outside looks like. It's kind of got a Mos Eisley type feel to it.
That's where I feel like some of this is taking place.
It does
on Mos Eisley,
because it's so familiar. Like the oh shit, sorry, I was just about to say something, and that's from something else, I think. Fuck. The burning, when they were burning shit. Was that in this?
burning shit.
You know what? No, never mind. Oh God.
Dave's having problems this week, fellas.
Oh,
but
they continue from last week. Which
yeah,
seems like only so many minutes ago.
We get one scene where he like goes up to a door and he knocks, and it's like the little fucking the ball from Jabba's palace that comes out.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's that thing again.
Dude, I wanted so bad for him to just grab it and fucking just rip it out of the fucking wall.
Well, I was expecting. Well, that would be funny, but I'm just expecting, like, as he goes through these doors, for there to be a fucking hut right there.
Yeah, this is true.
I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that we're gonna see huts in this fucking series. At least one hut during this first fucking season.
Well, that would make sense, you know. If you're in a period like a place out in the Outer Rim, you're like on a border of wild space.
Yeah,
you know, in this area,
and
5 years after
territory, yeah,
the the Empire falls. That sure, I'm sure that the huts still. Let's face it, as we read. Oh shit, that's Legends material. Never mind.
Well,
I was going to bring
Aftermath,
up that, like, you know, what was in Aftermath?
Nema the Hut.
Nema, that's right.
Taking over Jakku and having her little reign and all that. It's like, we know that the huts like have their own territories and they seize on opportunities. They're not aligned with the Empire. They're their own thing, even in Legends material and current canon. And I guarantee you, when the Empire falls, they've got to fucking take advantage of that lack of.
There's got to be some criminal elements that are, while the rebellion is trying to, like, hey, we're restoring peace.
Yeah,
there's got to be that inflection of, all right, so the Empire that was choking us to death is gone. Now we're going to take over.
Yeah,
it reminds me of basically every country in Africa that we've ever been to.
Yeah,
where it's just one fucking riot away from a new government.
Yeah,
and you can you land in some place, and when you go to take off, it's a different government because it was overthrown while you were there.
Mm-hmm,
and not that ever happened.
Right. And something else that I was actually really surprised about, pleasantly surprised. So the Mandalorian is played by Pedro Pascal, who most of us know he was Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones, which I know Dave's already getting angry. But in that show,
it's not angry, it's indifferent.
He had, he was from Dorne, which is like, I guess they're supposed to be like Hispanic type people in that area. And in the show, he had a super thick accent. Like, you thought what's his name's accent from fucking Rogue One was bad. Like, Pedro Pascal's accent in Game of Thrones was really thick. And I'm like, uh-oh.
But it was appropriate to, hey, they came from a land of people that talked like that.
Oh yeah, no, and it was fine for the show.
The fucking Cassius Clay or whatever the fuck his name was, that just had his shit accent just because.
Yeah, and but I thought that was like the way Pedro actually talked, like that was his accent, which in these behind the scenes featurettes, no, he just talks like a normal old fucking white guy, so he's got like a
white guy.
Yeah, a normal Americanized fucking accent. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess he's not going to have like a super thick fucking Cassian Andor accent. So I was worried for Dave because of that. So
my name is Nico Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah, but no, dude just talks like totally normal. So, and yeah, even when they showed scenes from the show itself, he was just talking perfectly normal inside of the Mandalorian outfit.
So we haven't talked about him getting the bounty for whatever it is he's getting.
Yeah, because Carl Weathers fucking Chubbs is in charge of some sort of bounty guild.
Right.
And he hands out bounties to the different people. And yeah, they were having an interaction and he wanted like the most lucrative bounty that he had.
Right. So here's this. So he goes down and to visit this guy, goes through multiple doors with fucking, ball on a stick, doorbell. Yeah. And he gets in there and the door slides open and there's a handful of stormtroopers standing there.
Like 4 stormtroopers. Like,
and it gets a very good reaction from the crowd because this is being filmed just off to the side. Like, so you kind of forget for a second that that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like that this is somebody in a crowd taping it.
Yeah, you're watching cell phone footage, basically.
Yeah. But it was like you said, it was still good enough to watch.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, so you're like, holy shit, fucking stormtroopers. And the armor is beat to shit.
It's all dirty.
Yeah. So much to the point where Jason had made the point that, is this actual, is this some remnant of the Empire or is it just people that have fucking stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, did they just scavenge these from a fucking battle, or
which
what?
is such a valid point. I mean, so many millions of stormtroopers had to have died, while the rebellion was taking back over, right?
Oh,
or
yeah.
even all these battles, just Jakku alone. Can
Mhm.
you imagine the market for fucking armor? What
yeah.
that would have been?
Probably
And it's
a
just
lot.
fucking amazing. Like anybody could get fucking stormtrooper armor. It'd be like going to Army Navy store and getting some fucking,
Yeah.
getting some BDU bottoms.
Yeah, going to Harry's Army Navy,
Exactly. At Harry's Army Navy. Harry's Army Navy.
You'd only understand that if you lived in Jersey.
Yeah, it's true.
And listen to the radio.
And listen to the radio. Yeah, it's because it all came on the radio.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so he goes in there with the stormtroopers and talks to this guy wearing stupid giant metal whatever.
Yeah.
What was that? What the fuck is the point of that?
Oh, I
Like
know.
going there, there's some random dude wearing a giant medallion. Doesn't look like an officer in the Empire. Like not doing Empire stuff. No Empire stuff.
No Empire stuff.
And then some dude comes out of the fucking closet. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe when he came
Symbolism.
in, there was like they were touching PPs, over in the corner, and then shit, somebody's outside. He banged on the door, like, go get in the closet real quick. And we're like, oh, it's the bounty guy. Yeah, don't worry about this guy. Like his, shit manners. Yeah, don't worry that we were just touching penises 2 minutes ago.
I think you're reaching a little bit here.
6 points.
Oh my god. So anyway, The Mandalorian looks really fucking good. And I am, again, fully on board. This comes out in the fall. I think, is it October is when it gets released? Is that right?
I don't know if November, isn't November 15th when Disney streaming service comes on?
Well, I know that's also the release date of Jedi Fallen Order, which is our next bullet point.
This is true.
That might be the same day.
I think it is the same day.
This is like, maybe that's like the beginning of Disney's fiscal year. They're like, all right, we'll release all this shit on November 15th.
No, it's like in April. It's like around this time.
Oh, you're a stockholder, so you would know. So, okay, anyway.
I'm pretty sure it's November 15th. Correct us in the chat.
Yeah.
We've been ignoring the chat,
Yep. but yeah. Anything else on The Mandalorian before we shift gears?
Empire, like the Empire throwback there. So this is the way there's I don't know. I don't know what to call it in like movie terms, but basically, so they're showing a bunch of scenes with the guy who's given the Mandalorian this new how you doing? This new mission. I just said a bunch of words.
Carl Weathers.
No, not Carl Weathers, the other guy, the fucking gay guy.
Oh,
the
giant Imperial guy.
Yeah,
the Imperial.
The Imperial guy. So anyway, bring him back alive, whatever. So, and they didn't say no disintegrations. They had a perfect opportunity to say no disintegrations, and they didn't. Yeah. Boo. But so they're talking over this, and there was a scene in there where it had like, I guess it was a bounty hunter was flying a TIE fighter. Like, did you?
Oh, I totally missed that.
Oh, you missed it. How could you fucking miss that? He was like, because they show the TIE fighter like swinging down. It's like shooting down.
Well, I mean, TIE fighters don't make me jizz in my pants. So,
I mean
they're easy to miss.
So, yeah, it was like a bounty hunter flying around in a TIE fighter, which I thought was awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, again, and that goes towards the whole Imperial remnant. Like all this fucking trash from the Empire left over that anybody can just take. I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, they're not going to use this. I'll take it, Yeah. That's awesome. November 12th, according to Scott.
Okay.
For the release
I believe that. Where would we say the 15th? We're close.
Yeah.
2 looks like a 5 if you're, not paying attention.
Or drunk. Or have vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on. So
just pick a screen and go with it.
They had some video game panels. Jedi Fallen Order.
That's it. We're done with The Mandalorian.
I mean, unless you want to talk about it more.
I feel like there's a lot there.
Oh, there is. Like, no doubt about it. Like, it looks great.
Like, they were talking in the chat, they were talking about the shock trooper, the broad.
Oh, yeah. She's like a former shock trooper.
Yeah.
And
her and Amanda are getting in a fist fight.
Yeah. Which was a good looking scene.
Yeah. But I think I really, really want to know more about, like, so the payment for this job that the Mando takes is actually in the
Republic credits.
No, it's not in credits. It's in the armor. It's in the basket. Oh fuck. Help me out, Bronco Fett. if you're out there, tell me what the armor's made of. What Mandalorian armor is made of.
Oh, God. Oh, I know that. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Best something. If only I had some device here that would tell me such things. Mando armor. The important part about this is, so he knows that he's going to have a Mandalorian. Basically, Chubbs sent him like, look, I know this guy's the guy that's going to be showing up, and he's a Mandalorian, right? He is the guy, but he's crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to like touch all the penises to make sure that you have enough to pay this guy.
You and the touching penises today.
It was just weird. It was Beskar.
No, you made this shit weird.
It was weird.
You were the one.
The guy like fell out of the closet. Like, oh, I wasn't hiding in here. It was like, oh, ignore that guy. It's like, it was just fucking strange. It was a strange scene. Stormtroopers are all awkwardly kind of like looking away.
See, we were right here, and you just took us right here. Oh my god.
Anyway, the armor is made from Beskar. So the Mandalorian was paid in Beskar. And the guy who was giving the bounty had said, like, you know, there's a lot more of this where that came from. And don't you think that, you know, I give it to a Mandalorian because don't you think it's time we restored it back to when the Empire, you know, had control of these things?
Right. And so, also like bring the Mandalorians back into their glory days.
Yeah, bring them in glory days. The overall implication was that, hey, when the Empire was running shit, it wasn't this fucked up.
Right.
Like, it wasn't this crazy. You didn't have all this fucking Wild Wild West bullshit going on. And hey, here we are, like, do some work for the Empire, and we're going to work towards, you know, getting shit back to where it should be.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, kind of wrapping all that into something that makes me feel like we've covered enough of it that we can move on from it is it's going to be a look into a character that we don't know. And so far we've seen no elements of the Force in it, which is interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before. Like, how can you have something with Star Wars that doesn't have some element of Force in it? So I guess if you're going to take the Mandalorian character and run with it, then maybe you can avoid that.
That might be enough to make it viable.
So we'll see. But, you know, obviously we watched a 7-minute. Actually, we didn't even watch the whole thing, did we? Like,
no, we did.
But did we?
Yeah.
There was some. Wow.
Yeah, it finished.
Yeah, my record didn't go all the way to the end where the fucking arm lifts up and moves over.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I was a kind of a naysayer of the Mandalorian.
Really?
Well, I'd said it on the pod. I'm like, I'm kind of indifferent to it. And the shots that they gave us early on, like, I'm just not one of those people that gets a boner from the Mandalorian armor. I really feel like I've been burned, like a lot of things. Like, I think the Mandalorian storyline is one of those where it's something from Legends material that I think it was done so well. It'd be hard for them to you know, overcome it.
Sure.
I mean, so we have Sabine Wren, you know, we have some Mandalorian backstory from Clone Wars, from Rebels, you know, so we have some Mandalorian tie-ins, and I will be curious to see how much of that is in here. But even if this is just completely isolated from all that, and we have some Empire interaction with bounty hunting and shit like that, but I want to see some fucking bodies.
Yeah.
I want to see some fucking bodies in this. If it's as dark as it seems to be, I want to see a fucking body count.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like, oh, you know, put somebody in a bag. Like, all right, if this dude is bounty hunting, I want John Wick style fucking, you know, type shit.
Yep. So can we move on now from the Mandalorian? This is not the Mandalorian episode of the show. Like,
well, I think it was one of the bigger things to come out of Celebration. Hence, we were talking about it first.
Yeah, no, and I agree. But we do have some other things to cover here. So we've got Jedi Fallen Order.
Right.
We've known about this game for a while, but we didn't really have any other information beyond the fact that it's about a Jedi after Order 66 who fucking survives and whatnot. We got a game, or not a gameplay trailer, but a story trailer over the weekend. It was all CG. It was all cutscenes. So no gameplay to speak of at all. But we did watch it. We reacted to it. It's on our YouTube channel. It looks good. You know, I mean, it's a story-driven game. There's no multiplayer in it, no microtransactions. They really stressed that, EA did.
Yeah.
And it's only a single-player storyline. From what we saw with the cinematics, looks good. You know, we saw some really interesting stuff too, with like the Jedi coming across a clone trooper body that has the message from Palpatine.
Execute Order 66.
Yeah, so he's kind of like putting it all together. It's like, oh fuck, this is what happened,
right?
You know, so
I'll tell you, the conversation we had, and it's in that reaction video, was geared towards both of us didn't have any issues with Battlefront 2's story play,
right?
You know, that I would love to see them continue along the story for Iden and go through all that.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, with this new Jedi Fallen Order storyline, I feel like they're not going to go back to it. But
yeah, oh yeah, not in this game.
So, well, definitely not in this particular game, but even in Battlefront 2. Okay. I mean, Battlefront 2, I think there's what they're sticking for as the multiplayer game, and Jedi Fallen Order is going to be, you know, remain independent of that. And, you know, maybe it builds off the story and continues off that particular story.
Sure.
But which is a shame. I think somebody out there has to decide. I mean, granted, they're putting a lot of money. We're going to talk about an expansion for the Old Republic. And, you know, I like the Old Republic game. There's a lot of good in that game. But at some point, I think we have to see a like just larger world, you know, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption style Star Wars game. I mean, awesome. maybe the Mandalorian is something that can spur some of that. You know?
Yeah.
Where you're playing or even Jedi Fallen Order. So you're playing a Jedi who's hiding from the Empire after Execute Order 66. You know. So you're hiding your powers and everything else, and then that's the gameplay. You're basically going to be a Jedi who is not. He's not in the forces of. He's not in the force of good or evil. He's in the force of I'm going to fucking survive.
Right, and that's the whole theme of the trailer. It's, you know, lay low, don't use your force powers, don't draw attention to yourself. Fucking just survive.
Yeah, and the scenes where they're cutting the large Republic ships apart for scrap.
Oh yeah, you know, that's really cool.
That reveal for that. Just it's a really small sample, but I can see myself, you know, going out there and spending the money on this game for sure. And we went into it with like low expectations because we've been burned.
Yeah.
You know, we were burned by Battlefront by not having a story mode, and that's what people complained about. But the online gameplay was fantastic.
Yeah,
and then they provide us
better than Battlefront 2.
Then in Battlefront 2, they provide us with a story mode, and then the fucking online play sucks.
Yep.
So and now we have a single player game that's going to go out there, and let's face it, they got a good core of fucking nerds to put this thing together. You got, you got the dudes from Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's from Respawn Entertainment. The guys like Vince Zampinella or some shit like that.
Sure.
He was the guy who was in charge of the Call of Duty franchise up through like Modern Warfare 2 before Activision fucking fired him right before he was set to get like a $10 million bonus.
Dicks.
Yeah. So, but he went over to EA, created Respawn Entertainment, and they're doing just fine.
Yeah. You got that hottie Asian too.
Yeah. With the unnatural tan going.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was cute
weird. But yeah, I think they got a good group of people that are working on the game that have, like they said it, combat is in the core of this game.
Yep.
And that's what I think you have the right people to make a game like that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just us being Empire guys, right? Because we're all about the Empire stuff. Lots of Empire stuff. And so I like the idea of a survival type combat game in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I would like even better for that to translate into a multiplayer. I really would. So we'll see. We'll see what this builds off of. But I really, looking down the road, you know, if I could sit down with EA as a representative of the people and the video gamers that are out there, and I've got, Lord knows I'm not the best gamer at all.
Sure.
And I my resume and gameplay is very, very fucking underwhelming. However, I can talk a lot of Star Wars shit, and I can tell you right now that the people want a large world type, Destiny or like Rockstar type.
I love the Grand Theft Auto reference. I could just see it, like you run down the streets of like Coruscant, a speeder pulls up, and you're like, "Sorry, I need this," and pull the guy out of his speeder. And
you advance to a point, like you start out as like a random fucking stormtrooper or some shit like that, and you just go rogue. And you're fucking popping caps and fools, and it takes like you have to like rob so many people because you run out of fucking ammunition because you can't hit anybody when you shoot them. Could you imagine what you could do with that? It'd be fucking great. So funny. Like you're in white stormtrooper armor, like you're like,
oh my god,
Gen 1 stormtrooper armor, and you can't fucking 11 blasting all over the
fucking place. I
can't see anything in these helmets.
Oh my god, that is too fucking funny. But yeah, no, a Rockstar style game set in the Star Wars universe. Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be Rockstar. Brilliant. It doesn't have to have fucking
but you know what I mean,
bang Coruscant hookers and fucking.
Oh, but no, I want to see that. I want to bang hookers.
Again, we need fucking homeboys to create the R-rated Star Wars universe that we talked about in the other pod.
But what I like to do in the Grand Theft Auto games is I love to kill the hookers. Like you see the streetwalkers and stuff, and I just like to do God's work and just go and just like fucking slaughter them all.
Yes, you are.
It's like fuck you, you whores.
I have you now.
And beat them to death with a baseball bat.
That's yeah. But interesting enough, like playing Red Dead, like there's no like. The raunchiest thing in the game that I've run into so far, and I think I'm like a quarter of the way through it, is like you can go to a hotel and get a bath, but it's you sitting in a tub and it's like some busty broad fucking, helping you wash off, and that's it.
You want
there's no nudity, there's no sex. Like he's actually kind of a fucking prude. She's in there washing him up, and he's like the periscope's not even fucking raising. Yeah. So whatever. EA went soft on that one, literally.
Oh my god, I don't know what's going on right now. So Jedi Fallen Order release date is November 15th, 3 days after the release of Disney Plus. So they're really padding their fucking.
So I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those where PlayStation will probably get the exclusive release because I feel like that they have the rights, the gaming rights. Isn't that usually how it goes? Like the Disney Star Wars games come out on PlayStation first?
I don't think so.
I feel like that's how it was. Like your Vader PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but it came out the same time for Battlefront 1.
I thought they came out like,
if it was anything, it was like 2 days before. Like,
fair enough.
We're not talking weeks, we're talking days.
I don't know. I'm a fucking Xbox guy, and it just burns,
so
it chaps my ass when fucking some PlayStation nerd is getting to play it before I can.
Right.
And they're getting to fucking get up to the level. Oh, they're at level 25 before you even fucking get on the map. You're like, go fuck yourselves, little bastards. Go back to school.
Yeah. So we have that to look forward to. No doubt we're probably both going to get that game.
I can tell you with surety right now that I'm going to get that game, and I probably won't go back to work until I finish it.
Okay, fair enough. Ooh, I should put in some leave also.
Yeah,
for that time.
Yeah,
but yeah, more to follow. We'll just say that.
Let's see, what day of the week is November 15th?
Probably a Tuesday, if I had to guess. If I was a betting man, and Solsky says, "God damn, son," Solsky says PS4 is the best.
No, debatable.
I don't know if it's even debatable.
Highly questionable.
Like, I don't like their controllers. I'm going to be honest. I don't like the PlayStation controllers. Who is that?
That's her.
No, that's Emily Browning.
Oh.
Whoever that is. She's cute, but...
Oh, yeah, that is a different person. It showed up under the same thing.
Whatever. So, moving on. Going back to more video game news. Before... Just show it to me. Just let's see it.
Oh, it's...
You look like you were about to flip your phone.
I was actually going to put something else in.
I don't know how Ron Howard's ugly ass can produce something so fucking hot.
Well, obviously, he fucking outkicked his coverage, man.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I have no idea what his wife looks like, but his wife must have been like smoking hot.
Damn.
He had that fucking Opie money.
Do you think they still have his Opie money? I mean, did he think he made more than a nickel? I just typed in Opie. No.
Well, I mean, it was obviously his Happy Days money that
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days. Actually, she looks like her mom.
Does she? All right. Anyway, talking about video games. Are you going to do it one more time?
Just for referencing. I mean, we talked about it. You got to see it.
Oh,
See?
you are correct, sir.
Yeah.
That's where she got her features.
Yeah.
So
the only thing she got from Ron Howard is the ability to direct,
and that fucking ginger hair, fucking devil childs.
Well, they both have ginger hair, so you knew that was going to happen.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Demons like to congregate together, I guess. Anyway, the Old Republic game we've talked about a lot here on the show also had its next expansion announced during Star Wars Celebration. So,
which Don Salsky got had a picture. He won a picture for knowing shit about the Old Republic.
Yeah, which Don, you got to give us more details about that beyond just like I knew something about the Old Republic, so I won something that has the Old Republic on it. We need more information. But yeah, the Old Republic Onslaught was announced coming in September of 2019, so this September. And it's got a raised level cap. So they're raising the level cap to 75. They've got some like new planets and shit that they're going to.
45. I'm never going to see 75 ever.
A new playable race, which is the Naotolans, which is, think Kit Fisto. Think the guy from the prequels with the fucking green tentacles.
Right.
And the black eyes.
Medusa.
Yeah, that
Medusa
guy.
Ones.
Yeah, so it's
the fishy Medusas.
Which they've had that species in the Old Republic since its inception. They just haven't. You know, they've had NPCs being that species, but they've never had playable characters.
Right.
So now you actually get to play as that species, which I'm not really that excited about it. I think they're ugly as fuck. But hey, some people might like it. So that was all announced. And the big thing for me that I like about this expansion is the fact that they're refocusing on the war between the Republic and the Sith Empire. Because for a majority of this game, there's a treaty between the two. And it's always like the two of them sort of peacefully fighting against some third party, be it fucking the resurrected Revan or fucking the Eternal Empire with fucking Valkorion and his whole fucking empire outside of the Sith and all that. Now we're finally getting back to the fucking Republic and the Sith fighting each other. God.
I was wondering if you're doing that on purpose.
No, it wasn't on purpose, but you've fucking ruined all of that for me now. So I'm actually really excited for this. It's going to be good. At least I'm hoping it is.
You said a lot of words just now, and I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. I'm at a point, like, as a Sith warrior at a fairly low level point in this game, I'm nowhere near a point where like we're in some treaty or any other bullshit like that.
You're still dealing with Darth Barris and all that bullshit. Yes. And probably if I ever get done that, I probably will never go back again. I will cancel my subscription because I'm not using it properly anyway. And I will let sleeping dogs lie because I cannot give it the attention it deserves. It is a good game. It is a really good game, but I am not a PC gamer. I do not. It requires an attention span that I just don't have to give to it. Yeah, that is true. Like you actually have to invest the time into a game like this.
I want to be able to sit down, play something for 15, 20 minutes and have some sort of a completion, as it were. And then that's it. Then I can go about my life, or I'll wait till the fucking next level loads up and I can go do something productive and come back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go fold some laundry while this is going on and then come back to it. That's how I use video games when I get the opportunity to play them. So for something like this, where you really have to sit down and put hours into it to really get out of it what it deserves. Unfortunately, I'm not that kind of gamer. And it's not because the game's not good. The game's great. I just don't have the attention span for it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. I do like the game. I like the potential for it. And I like the fact that I can't understate, as somebody who just said all that stuff about not being able to play the game and not necessarily enjoying it the way it's presented, but they're still pumping fucking content out.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, so it really leads me to believe that at some point they're going to have to touch this thing to make it like all this stuff that you've been playing, this thousands of years behind. It has relevance. It has relevance to Star Wars because right now it's not canon.
Right, and that's the thing too. It's the only piece of Legends material that is still getting new content.
Right. And it can't, there has to be, it can't just be a money grab.
Right.
It can't be, because it's got to cost far more to produce new content. There's not millions of people out there or thousands of gamers that are looking and saying, oh, what's this thing called Star Wars Old Republic? They're not marketing as a new game. They're producing content to keep their subscribers.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can't imagine that they're getting enough out of the subscription to just keep putting us content out unless there was a reason for it. There's got it in my humble. No, never mind. That's not a real thing for me. My opinion, everything's done for a reason when it comes to that shit.
Sure.
And maybe it's just, quite frankly, because they don't have another gaming platform that will equate to it. I mean, they put a lot. Right. There's a lot of stuff in their board games. We saw some of that coming out of Celebration.
Oh yeah.
The board games that they work on and those type of games, they're still pumping out stuff. Some fucking 3.5 foot long Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah, for the miniatures game.
Yeah, the Star Wars mini game, whatever, which I don't have any visibility on whatsoever.
I've seen people play it before, but yeah, I've never invested in any
if that's one of those things where I'm in Barnes and Noble and I see like the little TIE fighters and shit, I'm like, oh man, I want to buy that so bad. I'm like, no, don't do it, because it's associated with a board game that I'm never going to play.
Yeah, it's kind of like Warhammer, but in the Star Wars universe.
Again, I never played Warhammer, so I don't.
Well, neither have I, but I've seen, again, what, fucking forget it. Moving on. So yeah, Old Republic expansion. So they're still making content, which is good, because I was actually kind of worried that they were going to start winding down the game as opposed to like still creating new content. So this is good. This is a positive step.
Absolutely it is.
So the only other video game thing was they also announced Star Wars Pinball, which has been out for fucking ever on like the iPad, iPhones, PC. It's coming out for sorry, the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
Which we have one in my house, even though I never get to touch the thing. In fact, I think I've actually touched the Nintendo Switch in my house for about 2 minutes.
I don't think it's meant for you.
It's not. My son Adam has taken over the whole fucking thing. I kind of want one for myself, honestly.
Yeah.
And I may get one for myself, and I may buy the Star Wars Pinball for it, because.
So I've had it for the iPad as long as I've had an iPad. Back in the day when we got issued iPads, and those were like the first iPads we ever had.
Yeah.
Me, Chuck Brinzer, all those guys, we all had Star Wars Pinball on that thing. Like John. So
I had the demo, the first table. I never bought any of the extras.
Oh yeah, I'm like, there's some new tables out right now that I don't have, but because I kind of backed off from it. Once I saw the announcement that you're talking about for them putting it on the Switch, and it made me go back in just to play it a little bit.
Nice.
It's look, you make a reference here to 3D pinball for Windows 98.
Yes,
that is one of those things that was such a lifesaver in Windows 98, because it just made fucking, I don't have to play solitaire anymore, or entertain myself with Free Cell.
And I don't know if I've gotten into it here on the show, but my first stint in active duty in the Air Force was from 96 to 2000. And my first deployment started in 98. And we had just started upgrading all of our work computers to Windows 98. And there was a point where I was deployed to fucking Spain, Maroon, Spain. There was nothing to fucking do on base. You couldn't leave base. We were in the middle of a deployment, but we had a couple of work computers. Nobody fucking used them because, everybody was a computer idiot at that point in the late 90s, except for the few of us that actually were on the up and up. And I'd go onto one of these fucking computers and I'd play that fucking 3D space pinball for fucking hours on end, and I would like get the highest score, and there was one fucking lieutenant who also played the thing, and we'd like trade high scores like every day. But that game was a fucking lifesaver for me in the late 90s. And oh, by the way, I don't know if I should even get into this. My commander listens to this show right now.
You shouldn't.
No,
you shouldn't.
But I'll just say I have touched on this again recently, because there are means that have made it available to me once again.
Nice.
Enough said.
As it should be.
And that's the Space 3D pinball. Sorry,
right.
Off topic, really.
But in relation to I think Star Wars pinball it's just fun. Some of the some of the tables aren't great, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's what pinball's supposed to be.
That's right.
You just stare at it mindlessly, fucking hit the flippers, and do your best to try and figure out exactly how the fuck to maximize your fucking storyboard shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, which one is this controlled? Is this select this one? Oh, I hate this one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we got some other important stuff.
Anaheim 2020. What up? Is that where
Celebration?
the next one is?
That'd be interesting. Go to Anaheim. Go to Disneyland. You know, check out Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Which, oh, by the way, they talked about it during the thing, and this will be a good segue, actually.
Okay.
We're going to skip a couple of bullet points. They talked about Galaxy's Edge at Celebration, and they showed the fucking Hondo animatronic, which was actually really good. You know, Disneyland, if you've ever been, it's all about their animatronic characters. And with the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you know, they've got a lot of like current canon, you know, stuff. And there's a Hondo there who's introducing one of the rides. And it's the guy that does the fucking Hondo voice in Rebels. And it actually looks really good. That character is so fucking annoying, though. Well, go ahead.
No, I agree.
Here's what I'm pissed off about. They are giving out exclusive Black Series figures at fucking Galaxy's Edge, which I'm going a month before it fucking opens. And one of the exclusives is a fucking First Order 4-pack. It's Kylo Ren, Commander Pyre, who's the gold version of Phasma,
right?
A mountain trooper, and a fucking mouse droid. And I'm like, motherfucker.
That Commander Pyre one would probably be, I mean, because it's such a, it's only in the Aftermath, or no, it's only in the Phasma novel, right?
No, we're talking Resistance. The one in the Phasma novel is the red one.
Oh, that's
gold
right,
one.
Never mind.
The gold one is from Resistance.
That's
the I don't know what that has to do with it.
It doesn't at all.
Oh my god. I don't know what. Oh, Dave, you're too funny.
Anyway,
so yeah, somebody out there, if you are planning on going to Galaxy's Edge and they have this fucking Black Series 4-pack, fucking get it for me. I'll give you money and give you a hand job. Just fucking get it for me.
Giving out hand joes, people.
Yeah, it's exclusive Black Series figures, so please do that. Anyway, going back to some more relevant stuff that people probably want to hear about from Celebration is,
I think you probably grabbed a bunch of people with the fucking giving out hand jobs.
Yeah, well, they got to make what
you're giving me shit for.
I'm not giving you shit. I'm just saying you're fucking. It's very distracting.
I know, that's why I do it.
The fuck was I talking about? Oh, so Clone Wars Season 7. They had a new fucking trailer for that out. They had this whole panel with Ashley Eckstein. Fucking gorgeous, by the way. And yeah, there was a whole new trailer for Season 7. And you watched it, right?
I did.
Yeah, so I watched it too. It seems like a majority of the focus of this season is on Ahsoka.
Yeah, which probably is smart on their part, to be honest.
Because she's got a pretty fucking dedicated following of like the Star Wars fandom out there. She's really popular amongst the fans.
You know, I think I own the novel and haven't read it.
Novel?
Yeah. Is it canon?
It is. I feel like, though, it takes place after Clone Wars, so I kind of want to get caught up on the show before I read the novel. Which, and you know, we've kind of gone through the.
Why do I have the book then? If we didn't do it, I just bought it randomly.
Probably.
Huh?
That would not surprise me, knowing you.
Yeah,
but
Dave's an impulsive shopper.
He is,
as his wife hates.
Yeah, and yeah, it seems like a lot of the focus is on her, which is good, and obviously most people out there know that she leaves the Jedi Order at some point, which we haven't gotten to that point in the Clone Wars, but it takes place like in a lot of the Coruscant underworld where she goes down there to like do something. I don't fucking know.
Is she like a space whore?
Maybe. It's probably a good way to make money.
Yeah, it just got more interesting.
Yeah.
I just realized like where I'm sitting, it's perfect for the sound, but all you see on YouTube right now is the brim of my hat.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the video.
Yeah, like
right now.
it's like
Yeah,
I just realized I'm sitting way far back.
we probably could have evened out the camera a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and of course
Jason's just trying to show off his guns.
yeah, Bronco Fett reminding us that we need to watch Clone Wars. Yes, we know.
We know.
We know. His
It's
What?
not my fault.
fault.
The people spoke.
Right. Oh, that's true. Well, we are done with Rebels though, so we have no excuse. So we got to get back to
except for having time to sit there and watch something. Yeah, who has time for shit like that?
Exactly. So anyway, it looks good though. It looks like the clones are at this point in the new fucking semi stormtrooper helmets.
Yeah,
the Revenge of the Sith era
fucking
helmets.
Version whatever.
Yeah, 3.0 or whatnot. Yeah, and then there's also like a fucking like a retard squad guys that are like fucking like reject clones that are like all part of their like separate squad. They're in like these big bulky like Hulkbuster armor and all this other stuff.
Why are they the retard clones?
I think
like are they the clones that just didn't develop fully?
Right.
So
well, no, legitimately, I think that's what they were. They were made up of like clones that didn't quite develop right.
Like
I don't know. Somebody help us out in the chat.
Hard drives that just had bad sectors and they fucking released them anyway.
Yeah, yeah. And they stuck a bunch of armor on them and said, "Go, just go do your thing.
Go tear shit up."
Yeah.
Huh. I feel like that's Republic Commando.
Well, yeah, and that's what I thought initially when I saw that.
Like almost like army infantry guys. It's just like you just wind them up and say, "Go that way."
Yeah. Anything else on season 7 Clone Wars?
I'm waiting for army infantry guys like that. That's to stoke somebody's
Yeah. Oh, Stoneblades is also letting us know that we should watch the Clone Wars.
And read Republic Commando.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's on the list, but we're doing Revan first before we do Republic Commando. Wah, wah, wah.
So there was also a trailer for Vader Immortal, the virtual reality Oculus, I think, is the platform that it's coming out on.
Oculus.
And there was a trailer for it with actual gameplay, not like fucking Jedi Fallen Order that had no gameplay whatsoever. A little underwhelming. Again, we did our reaction to that on our channel, and it was just like,
We're more animated now talking about it than we were then.
Yeah,
it's Darth Roscom here. Friggin' was disappointed that it wasn't Darth Vader.
Right.
You thought you were going to play as Darth Vader.
Yeah, I assumed you were going to be Vader going through some fucking adventures. No, you're like some fucking person that got captured by Vader, and you're trying to escape Mustafar. And it's like, why do I care?
No, you don't. And there's goofy droid interactions. And it's we joked about it on our little, reaction video, but it's for an audience that is very exclusive because it's so fucking expensive.
Yep.
So not a lot of people are going to own it. And oh, by the way, the VR shtick is pretty much over. I mean, I don't see a lot of fucking gaming console development out there towards the VR.
No, PlayStation tried it and they had a handful of games released for it, but otherwise
Microsoft didn't even bother.
Yeah, and it's already like dying.
Yeah.
So it was a fad.
And I think we're getting to a point where that type of gaming platform is going to be relevant. I just don't think we're there yet. I just don't think from a mass production type standpoint, I just don't think we're there yet. And quite frankly, there's going to be a generation of people like it are going to be like Demolition Man, that they're going to have sex with their fucking rings on their head, and fucking wiping their asses with 3 seashells. But until then, you're going to have gamers like us that want to have fucking console gaming controllers in our hands. Which, oh, by the way, going back to Old Republic, Big Swede, I think he's getting an Xbox controller that you can program with the Old Republic.
Oh, really?
Shit on there, yeah. So he's like, I'm letting him go be the Pathfinder on that. It's like, hey, go make that work, and then if you get it to work, then I'll make an investment in that. But
just tell me everything to do.
Yeah. Well, he said I think he found it on YouTube how to program it.
No shit.
So I think that's if that works, then that might
pretty
get
cool.
me to play it a little bit more, because then I can just kind of lean back and play, as opposed to having to lean into a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah.
And play it that way.
Nice.
Again, it's all about attention span with me, honestly, and me and a lot of other people. So
yeah. So moving on from Vader Immortal, we had a couple more things to talk about. Hasbro had their little segment. They announced another series of now. All right, we're almost done, but go ahead.
I mean, you could just keep talking.
I could.
You're talking about irrelevant shit, so
wow. Why has it got to be irrelevant? Anyway, we'll be back right after this word from our sponsors. Actually, I really have to pee too. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of telling him that I had to go too. So I'll just make him feel bad for it. Who's listening now? Solsky, the Beagle. Who's the Beagle? I don't know what's going on here. You guys don't care the dog ate my wife's stevia? What the... Don, are you on drugs? Are you high right now? Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Think of running... Thanks, Stonebleeds. Are you guys peeing outside or some... Yeah, of course we're peeing outside. There's this little gap. It's like a little alleyway almost between the studio, like the little building the studio's in, and then my actual house. So we pee in that little alleyway right there. The only problem is my bedroom window is right there, and Kristen sits in a chair right underneath that window. So she always hears every time we go outside to pee. So
does she really?
Oh yeah. Like there's some episodes where I'll come in afterwards and she'll be like, God, you guys peed like 10 times that episode. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's really funny.
So I'll be right back.
Think of running water. Oh, Jason's gonna pee now too. Did you hack the time, or we're doing it live? Oh, all right. Way more fun to do it live. Oh my God. Fucking emails. What was Jason talking about? Oh, peeing? Yeah, it's fucking amazeballs. I'm gonna pretend we're not even here. Excuse me. Hi, how are you? How are things going? What's our YouTube? Let's see what the video's up to. Fucking just absolutely amazing. I think it's very, very strange, like, because we have our reaction video got so many watches. Probably a little disappointing that we didn't get more likes to it. But I mean, 11,000 views, certainly for where we are right now. Like when we're taping right now, it's at 11,000, and 327 thumbs up, 8 thumbs down. Wish I had 2 more thumbs. So, and yeah, I'm just looking. Hey, there's a subscriber, Sherry B. I'm looking at our reaction.
Oh, what are we up to for view count?
It just says 11,000.
Nice.
I was saying 327 likes, 8 thumbs down.
I'd say it's a pretty good ratio, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch more subscribers out. I got 247 what I'm looking at right now.
Nice.
So yeah. Oh shit. A10s out of where did A10s out of DM, right? Davis Mons? No, that's no, you it's the Idaho Air Guard has A10s. Right?
That's great.
Don't they?
I don't care.
Anyway, well, it's Bronco Fett. Airplanes. You're in the Air Force, motherfucker.
Are we ready to start?
You're in the Air Force, motherfucker. Let me say that I will say that I'm really glad that you did not have fucking concrete underneath this.
So your phone is still intact.
Yeah. So when I spiked my fucking phone, it didn't. Like, this is an expensive case and it's going to absorb a lot, but yeah, it certainly didn't need to be thrown at 45 miles an hour into concrete.
I don't know what possessed you to do that,
I don't know either. It was that was my reaction.
It was the heat of the moment, but maybe that's why we have 10,000 views now or 11,000 views. So anyway, we ready to roll?
Stonebleeds is very curious about your recent reaction videos analytics. I don't. Is that something that we
concerned? Oh, curious.
Curious. Did I say concerned?
Like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, are you trying to say it's not like on the up and up?
Well, look, if it wasn't on the up and up, we would have been pumping up our numbers.
Oh yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Waited until
so
now.
so we'd be actually generating revenue off this YouTube shit.
Yeah, which funny, like had we actually tried to monetize that video, we probably could have made some money off of it.
Well, you have to do it ahead of time. Is that how that works?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
Big Swede does. He gets money from his YouTube videos.
Does
so
he?
we're gonna have to, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hit him up. You work with him, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, can we go?
I was waiting on you.
15 seconds starting now. And we're back. So we've got this fucking tree right outside this window. It's a really windy day out today. And when the wind blows, when it gusts, it like scrapes the fucking window. It reminds me of fucking Poltergeist. You remember that scene in Poltergeist where it's the little boy in his fucking room and no, you never seen Poltergeist?
I've seen it. I don't.
Jesus fucking Christ, Dave. I don't even know why I bother with you sometimes.
I'm not a horror movie guy.
Jesus. And yes, Stonebleed says you have to monetize beforehand. Anyway. So, only a couple of the things that I wanted to hit on before we ended the show. One of them was they announced a Palpatine Black Series figure, which is fucking sweet because it's Palpatine with his throne in his swivel chair.
Yeah.
And he's got like 3 different faces that you can put on him, like in 3 different.
The only thing would be better, it would be to have him in the chair with the fucking vent over top of him.
Hey, Crayola.
Hey, Crayola. Over here with your staff of Ra and shut this vent off.
But then he would have had to be in like the fucking the Death Star t-shirt.
That's
and
right.
fucking nice shorts and the fucking ball cap.
Somebody needs to get on that shit, man.
Oh
they need to make the alternate Palpatine.
I would
go for Palpatine.
I would plunk down any amount of money right now for that fucking version of Palpatine the fucking Death Star like tourist gear.
That would be brilliant. Seth Green, get on that shit.
Yep. And then beyond that, Hasbro announced that they are developing the quote unquote ultimate lightsaber. So
I saw that.
How they're talking about developing a lightsaber that's like the fucking hilt that you ignite and it fucking
puts out a stream of light.
Yeah. And I'm like, how can you do that without it like, continuing on to infinity? Like, how do you get it to stop? Like I would love to see them fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much every fucking Star Wars nerds wet dream. I don't know how that's possible. So honestly,
when the Franklin Institute, the place where the Marvel, how you doing, is that
like, how do you get it to stop without having something at the top here?
It's light, right? So it was like they were thinking maybe you could do it with like plasma, if you energize the plasma, but it would have to. Anyway, let me get back to this. I'm like, I started thinking about it as soon as you grabbed the like, how could I do that? At the Franklin Institute, they had like basically a scientist out there and saying, okay, and talked about lightsabers and ion engines and shit like that. I mean, ion engines are a real thing,
right?
It's some stuff that spacecrafts use now to advance themselves. I am talking like I've either had a stroke or I'm fucking drunk. Like and
he only drank Diet Coke today. So I don't know.
And water.
Right.
I had a lot of water. That's one of the reasons I'm peeing more frequently. Because doctor said I gotta drink more water because the vertigo gets worse when you're dehydrated.
Yes, Stonebleeds. I did see that Palpatine cosplay at Celebration, which was fucking brilliant. The
I
Vader on the phone or the Emperor on the phone.
I didn't. I missed it.
Oh,
I gotta look for that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that. There was like oh, where the fuck did I see that?
Facebook.
Probably. It probably rolled through on Facebook. Fucking Facebook, man. What I see? The Facebook now is now what?
Again,
nice. It's warm.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Palpatine lightsabers. The
Go
fucking plasma lightsabers.
Yeah, so you have to
Franklin
like
Institute.
the Franklin Institute guy was like basically saying that with the technology that they have now, it'd be almost impossible to like get light to be able to do like to have the properties. You might be able to make a basically a tube of light, but in order for that light to have the energy to be able to like cut through metal and shit like that and be able to bang it into shit, that part's impossible. So if they can somehow contain the light and do it that way. Now, if you had like certain nanotechnologies where you might be able to like contain high energy plasma in a nanotechnology and then have it like recoup, but then that same energy, those tiny machines would have to fucking, I don't know.
And that being said, even if you could do that,
how expensive?
Much, yeah, exactly. How much would that fucking cost? It's like, okay, we finally perfected this like lightsaber effect.
Apparently
that'll be $20,000.
You need to have Hasbro money.
Yeah.
Like that's why our Black Series figures are cost $20 each because Hasbro is in the fucking back trying to make a goddamn real lightsaber. And you know what? If I was the guy, like if I was fucking Bezos, or if I was fucking what's his nuts owns Tesla,
fucking Elon Musk,
or any of those fucking clowns, I'd be like, I'm gonna take $1 billion and I'm gonna put that to my lightsaber research team,
right? And
that's all you motherfuckers are gonna do. And if you burn through all the cash I give you, then here's more cash, because I will spend $1 billion every year until this motherfucker is made. At least 2 of them, because I got to fight a bitch.
Right.
And then what you do is like, okay, how do I make my money back on these? I can't build enough of them to sell them. Oh, okay. I'll make enough where you can come and say, okay, here's a gladiator fucking death match, and here's 2 lightsabers, and you put your life on the line, and if you win, you get to keep the lightsaber. Ready, set, go.
Yeah, just sign this waiver.
And have 2 nerds fucking beat each other up and kill each other with lightsabers.
Oh my god.
Chances are one of them would like look straight into the, hey, what guy? How does this work? Take himself out, like, next. And there'd be a line of nerds going out the fucking door, going down the hill, fucking across the moat, all the way to fucking go do that shit.
Yeah.
Because a real fucking lightsaber.
And you do it in space, right? Because he's got like the whole space thing going on. You do it on the moon, so you're outside of the realm of any like legal ramifications. You're in international space. So there's international waters. You're in international space.
Right. So and just like liquefy them with the lightsaber, put them in a pile, screw it back in, send it back home.
Yeah.
Here's a canister that used to be your loved one.
Yeah.
They were stupid and decided they wanted to pay $1 billion to go to the moon and kill themselves with a lightsaber.
Right. And that's really all I had. There was some more stuff. There were like Lego sets that were revealed.
Yeah, nothing
a couple
crazy,
other little things. I did not see anything about like the Thrawn novel. Like I was expecting to see something about Thrawn.
So
Treason.
There was a Del Rey representation at Celebration, and honestly, probably thinking about it,
I saw that the Hera novel, like a Harrison Dula novel.
There's a Harrison Dula novel. There's they threw the Thrawn one out there. There was another, the stuff that I read through, and I can't, unfortunately, my brain's too fried. I can't remember exactly. Like I was just basically reading like top StarWars.com had put out like top 9 or top 7 things about this panel.
Sure, yeah.
And if you go on StarWars.com and look for those particular, like look for the Del Rey panel or whatever, it basically gives you the highlights of what came out of the panel. It's kind of what I went to for after I watched the Mandalorian stuff. I read through that.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Clone Wars. And it's StarWars.com, so you're getting a
official.
Yeah, it's official, and it's, I mean, obviously it's swayed toward their point of view, but it's also talking about the shit that they're going to, it's all relevant.
Yeah.
So I would recommend doing that. I agree though. There wasn't like anything else that was like truly earth shattering. I think there was on, I don't know if I was looking at it while we were sitting here or if I saw it earlier. There was another big thing that was on Celebration. You know what? Let me go to StarWars.com real quick. But there was another big, like fairly newsworthy release.
Bronco Fett saying there was a whole Timothy Zahn interview. I totally missed that. So
yeah,
if
there's
that did happen,
I'll tell you, there's a bunch of panels out there, and we're going to be a few weeks removed from Celebration when this comes out.
Yeah.
So I got an idea, and we'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
Photos from the Mandalorian, full coverage, blah, 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 Force for Change challenge. Fuck, I thought, what the hell was it? There was something. Oh, the Phantom Menace.
Oh, the Phantom Menace panel.
We didn't do anything. They had a Phantom Menace anniversary panel.
Yeah, which that's Star Wars did release that on their official YouTube channel, so I plan on watching that at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, I'm curious to see it, just to hear what they have to say. I mean,
which, oh, by the way,
I don't know who was on the panel.
I don't know, but in May we have to do our 20-year retrospective of Phantom Menace.
Sure.
On the show here, so we have to do a look at Phantom Menace, like we do a look back on all the movies.
2-year anniversary.
We could, or I mean, May 19th is the official anniversary date, so whatever's closer to that. But yeah, we have to do that. We have to, like, this may be the only time that I go back and rewatch Phantom Menace start to finish and then talk about it here on the show. So this will be an important event. 20 fucking years, which is crazy to think about. Like, it
is.
I mean, that whole year, honestly, like 99, that was such a significant year in my life for so many reasons.
Yeah.
And Phantom Menace was just a part of that. But yeah, so much going on at that time in my life. It's fucking crazy to think that was 20 fucking years ago. But I digress. So that's really all we have for this episode. If there was something that we missed, something else you think we should talk about in a later episode, hit us up in the All Things Star Wars Sidebar Cantina private Facebook group, or hit us up on Instagram at All Things Star Wars
SW Pod.
SW Pod. And then obviously, if you're new to us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search All Things Star Wars on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, either on iTunes, Google Play.
Yeah, and subscribe to us here. Our goal for this year is to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So,
which that the trailer reaction did a lot for that.
It did.
It got us a lot of subscribers out of that. So,
it did, but I would like to have more.
Oh, sure.
I would like to have had every one of those people who viewed, air quote, and to have hit subscribe. That would have been awesome.
Could you imagine if we had 10,000 subscribers? That's like crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think about. We'd actually have to really, really try harder, I think.
Yeah.
At this.
And that's the thing. It's like the true YouTubers that have a really good following, they put out consistent content, like multiple videos a day, which we just don't.
Multiple videos a day?
Oh, yeah.
There's fucking time for that shit.
Professional YouTubers.
I can't believe it's a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know you're right, but well, maybe we'll get brought the second camera over here. Maybe when you get back from your hiatus, we'll explore options with that.
We can reassess and regroup, and I'm all for it. So we just got to make it happen.
We're gonna have the bathroom cam, so when we go on our pee breaks, you can actually see us out there popping a squirt outside Jason's house.
I think there's porn sites for that, but anyway,
hey, whatever way we can monetize this shit, fucking let's go for it. Like,
yeah.
What's fucking? Oh my god. And Aziz Ansari has a fucking. Oh, it talks about some porn site. I can't fucking. Damn it! Never mind. It would have been funny if I could have thought it up. Whatever.
All right,
so fuckers.
That's all. Hit us up everywhere we are.
And listen, apologies to our loyal listeners and fans that these are probably going to be 80-minute episodes, are just like our last one was.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies for that. Squeeze it in when we can. Make sure we have content at least every week.
Yep.
And in between, we'll be on the Instagram and the Facebook and the probably not the Twitter because I forget the login info for the Twitter.
Yeah.
But we'll be on a Sidebar Cantina. So join us in the Sidebar Cantina if you participate in the Facebook. C3PO.
Right. And until the next time we record, everybody, thank you as always for watching, listening, and all of that good stuff. And Dave, May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
There's something floating in my beer.
Okay, now what do I click?
And
Bye, boys.
peace, bitches.
Hank says we'll see you later. Maybe for the May the 4th episode.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, we got to think of something.
May the Hank be with you.
We have to think of something for our 20-year anniversary or 2-year anniversary.
2 years. Yeah, 20 years. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, our 2-year anniversary episode. So start thinking about that. See you, fuckers.